Mythological archaeological discoveries you wouldn't believe exist. Animal remains at Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan is an ancient Mesoamerican city located in the northeast of Mexico. Translated as the City of the Gods, it is a renowned archaeological site with the longest history of exploration in the region. It was also the most important and largest city of pre-Aztec central Mexico. Over the years, archaeologists have made numerous discoveries in Teotihuacan that have provided significant insights into the Mesoamerican civilization, which existed more than 3,000 years ago. In 2015, a team of researchers excavating the Moon and Sun pyramids in Teotihuacan discovered 194 animal bones. After thorough analysis, experts concluded that these remains belong to various carnivores, including wolves, eagles, jaguars, leopards, and pumas. Evidence suggests that these animals were captured and kept in captivity before being used for sacrificial rites. Humans were likely fed to these carnivores, as statues and artwork in the region depict lions and leopards holding sacrificial knives and even devouring human hearts. According to a journal documenting this discovery, experts believe that the remains provide insight into the important role of animals played in state-level ritualized activities. Furthermore, the discovery offers one of Mesoamerica's most prominent examples of mass animal sacrifice. Iranian salt mummies. Next up, we have the Iranian salt mummies, also known as the salt men of Zanjan, which is the name given to the remains of men found in Iran's Zanjan province. First discovered in 1993, these skeletons were preserved by a very rare form of natural mummification that had occurred in a salt mine. During the discovery, archaeologists also found artifacts from 1700 years ago, which included a silver needle, a grindstone, pottery shards, and several textile fragments, to name a few. Sky graveyards. In 2017, an explorer from Hong Kong named Wang Haoman discovered China's mysterious sky graveyards. They consist of approximately 30 coffins supported by limestone rock nearly 100 feet above the ground. Researchers have estimated that these coffins, which also contain bones and fragments of clothes and ceramics, could date back hundreds of years. Bronze Age artifacts. In 2018, a cache of rare bronze artifacts was discovered outside a small Czech village. According to reports, the massive collection of relics included 13 sickles, 2 spear points, 3 axes, and several bracelets. Upon closely studying the artifacts, researchers found that these particular items date to the Urnfield culture nearly 3,000 years ago. It was a late Bronze Age culture of Central Europe and northern Italy, but eventually spread to Ukraine, Sicily, Scandinavia, and across France to the Iberian Peninsula. The era was called Urnfield due to the custom of placing the remains of the dead in urns and then burying those urns in fields. It's truly mind-blowing how artifacts can tell us so much more about a time period that would otherwise remain unknown. Vindolanda Chalice. Speaking of mesmerizing artifacts, the next discovery on our list happened in one of the UK's most important archaeological sites called Vindolanda. For those who don't know, Vindolanda is an ancient Roman military fort and settlement on Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland, northern England. In 2020, archaeologists were excavating the region when they found a lead Christian cup or chalice that was lightly etched with symbols of early Christian iconography. The chalice was discovered in 14 different fragments, but was still intact enough for researchers to recognize and study the graffiti on it. The lightly etched symbols were unique and diverse, and provided evidence that the artifact belonged to the 15th century. Symbols include not just crosses and ships, but also a smiling figure with a shepherd's crook, chiros, and angels, all of which are well-known symbols from the early church. The chalice also featured letters in Latin, Greek, and potentially Ogham, and the markings were present both inside and out. Because of its unique nature, this Christian cup greatly astonished scientists, who called it Britain's first known example of Christian graffiti on an object. According to Dr. Andrew Burley, director of Vindolanda excavations, the discovery was simply remarkable. Nothing in northwestern Europe comes close from the period. The Lost City of Giants. Giants have been a part of mythology and folklore for centuries. The term giant originates from the gigantes of Greek mythology, and it has evolved over time, giving rise to numerous speculations regarding the existence of these supersized humanoid beings. Giants have also been a topic of debate among archaeologists, who have found more than enough evidence to suggest that they did exist at one point in time. Such a piece of evidence was unearthed in 2012, when local explorers were trekking through the jungles of Ecuador, a South American country renowned for the Amazon forest and the wildlife-rich Galapagos Islands. That's when they found an entire city hidden deep within the jungle. Upon a thorough archaeological excavation, many surprising remains were found in the area, the most prominent of which was a 260-foot tall by 260-foot wide pyramid. Researchers also found oversized tools and gigantic structures, which pointed further in the direction of giants' past existence. Mysterious Chamber in Pompeii. Pompeii is renowned all over the world as one of the most important archaeological sites that has been puzzling scientists since its discovery in the 6th century. Today, the ancient remains of the Roman city can be found in Campania, Italy, and it serves as a UNESCO World Heritage Property. Pompeii is also interesting to archaeologists because of its peculiar history. The region was once buried under several feet of ash and rock after the catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79. So, every monument here, such as the Capitolium, the Basilica, and other forms of architecture like temples, public bath complexes, theaters, as well as residential buildings in the region, are of great interest to researchers. In 2021, a team of archaeologists was exploring northwest Pompeii when they found a mysterious chamber inside a villa called Civita Juliana. The chamber was filled with artifacts, including ceramic jugs, Roman jars, and other domestic tools. The room itself was quite small, with 3 wooden beds, a chamber pot, a chariot shaft, and a wooden chest containing metal and fabric items. According to archaeologists, the Pompeii chamber is one of the most crucial discoveries of the decade. It provides a rare glimpse into the precarious reality of people who seldom appear in historical sources, that were written almost exclusively by men belonging to the elite, says German archaeologist Gabriel Zutriegel, who's also the Director General at the Archaeological Park of Pompeii. It helps us to discover a part of the ancient world which we would otherwise know little about, but which is nonetheless extremely important. But this isn't the first time researchers have studied the site of the Civita Juliana Villa. The discoveries here began in 2017, and since then, archaeologists have found many human remains, which may have belonged to the victims of the Mount Vesuvius eruption. They also unearthed the partially mummified skeleton in a tomb at the necropolis of Porta Sarno. Reports suggest that the man was probably buried at least a decade before the Mount Vesuvius eruption, whereas another skeleton found nearby is thought to be a victim who lost his life in the infamous eruption. Vampire skeletons. Bulgaria's National History Museum has many intriguing items on display, but none are as peculiar as the vampire skeletons. In 2012, Bulgarian archaeologists were excavating a monastery near the Black Sea town of Sozopol when they stumbled upon 700 ancient graves. Almost all the skeletons were discovered in a similar condition, except for 2 that had been stabbed in the chest with iron rods and were found nailed to their respective tombs. These 2 skeletons were isolated from the rest of the human remains. Following a thorough analysis, experts determined that the human bones dated back nearly 700 years. These skeletons were not only pierced with iron rods, but their teeth had also been extracted, a common technique villagers used to prevent deceased individuals from transforming into vampires. Interestingly, vampire skeletons are not uncommon in Bulgaria. Over the years, more than 100 such skeletons have been unearthed, some dating back to medieval times, while others are even older. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon to stay notified about our latest content. Thank you for watching.